You've got a stainless pan sitting in your cabinet right now, probably the nice one, the one that came in a set, the one you pulled out twice, watched an egg weld itself to the bottom, and shoved back behind the pots you actually reach for. Meanwhile, you're on your third nonstick pan in 5 years, because the coating always goes the same way. First it scratches, then it flakes, then you're eating little bits of Teflon with your pancakes and telling yourself it's fine. It doesn't have to be that way. That stainless pan will go nonstick for you today, for free. And it'll do it every single time you cook if you do three things right. Not buy anything, not season it for 6 weeks like a cast iron skillet. Three things, and the first one you can test in about 90 seconds. So let's not waste time talking about it. Let's just do it. Put your empty pan on the burner, medium heat, nothing in it. Let it sit there a minute, minute and a half. Then flick a few drops of water into it off your fingers. Here's what you're watching for. If the water just sits there and hisses and disappears flat, your pan's not hot enough yet, give it another 30 seconds. If it flat out steams away in a second, you've gone too far, pull it back down. What you want is the water to pull itself into little beads like mercury and skate around the pan on their own. When you see that, your pan is exactly where it needs to be. That's it. That's the whole secret nobody tells you, and it costs you a minute and a half. Here's why that matters. In plain words. Metal's got a surface that isn't as smooth as it looks. When a pan's too cold, food sinks down into it and grabs hold before there's any oil to stop it. Get the pan to the right heat first, and the metal actually pulls back from the surface just enough that oil sits on top instead of soaking in. And food floats on the oil instead of gripping the pan underneath it. Too cold, everything sticks. Too hot, you'll burn your oil and your food both. There's a window, and the water beating up is how you find it without a thermometer. Now add your oil after the pan's hot, never before. That's the part people get backwards. They oil a cold pan, heat it up together, and wonder why everything still sticks. Oil goes in last, after the water test, and you swirl it around so it coats the whole bottom, and you give it maybe 10-15 seconds before anything touches the pan. You'll see it thin out and start to shimmer a little. That's your cue. By the way, methods like this one, the little things that save you buying a new pan every year, I've got a whole book of them. Every trick I use to run this house for less, all written down in one place. It's on my website, links right below the video. Go grab it if you want it. I won't mention it again. So, hot pan, then oil, then food. But there's a fourth thing people mess up worse than the first three, and it's patience. You put your chicken breast down, your eggs, your fish, whatever it is, and about 10 seconds in, you get nervous and you go poking at it with a spatula. Don't. Food releases itself when it's ready. There's a little window where a good sear forms on the bottom, and the whole piece just lets go of the pan on its own, slides right when you give it a nudge. If you try to move it before that happens, you're going to tear it, and it's going to stick, and you're going to blame the pan when really you just rushed it. Give it the time. A minute, 2 minutes, depends what you're cooking. When it releases clean. Every time. That's really the whole method. Hot pan, water test, oil after, food last, and leave it alone till it lets go. I use it every day of my life, and I have not bought a nonstick pan in longer than I can remember. Now, how you treat the pan after you're done cooking matters just as much, because this is where people undo all the good they just did. Do not run a hot stainless pan under cold water. I don't care how bad you want it out of the sink. That kind of shock can warp the bottom, and once a pan's warped even a little, it rocks on the burner and you get hot spots. And hot spots are where sticking starts up again for good. Let it come down off the heat a bit first. And don't scour it like you're mad at it either. If you've got some brown stuck on bits, that's not a disaster, that's flavor. Deglaze it right there in the pan, little water or broth, or even just a splash of wine, back on low heat, and scrape those bits up with a wooden spoon. That's the base of a good pan sauce, and it's also the easiest way to clean the pan without scratching it up. A scratched up pan holds onto grease in all those little grooves, and grease that sits there and cooks over and over is exactly what starts making a pan sticky and dull looking, no matter what it's made of. If you want to go one step further, there's an old trick that turns a plain stainless pan into something that behaves almost like a well-seasoned cast iron skillet. Wipe the pan down with a very thin layer of oil, something with a high smoke point. A plain vegetable oil works fine, and put it on the burner on medium for a few minutes until it just starts to smoke a little. Turn it off, let it cool, wipe out the excess. Do that a few times over a few days, and you're building up a light baked-on layer that fills in those little imperfections in the metal permanently. It's not the same as a coating you buy. It doesn't scratch off in flakes, and it doesn't need babying. It's just oil, cooked into metal the way people did it long before anybody sold a pan with a name brand coating on it. I want to say plainly what this replaces, because it's worth thinking about. A good, heavy stainless pan, taken care of, will outlast you. I've got pans from my grandmother's kitchen still in daily use, no coating to wear off because there never was one to begin with. A nonstick pan with that slick coating, even the expensive kind, is built to wear out. That coating is thin, it can't take high heat, it can't take metal utensils, it can't take the dishwasher, and every single manufacturer will tell you right there in the fine print to replace it every couple of years. That's not an accident of manufacturing. That's the business. A pan that never needs replacing doesn't sell a second pan. A pan that scratches and flakes and loses its stick in 18 months sells you 3 pans over the time one good stainless pan would have lasted. They'll dress it up and call it an upgrade. Ceramic this year, ceramic titanium the next. But read close, and it's the same promise every time nonstick for a while, then back to the store. Nobody's selling you the water test because there's nothing to ring up at the register for it. So here's what I do tonight. Take that stainless pan out from behind the others. Get it hot, do the water test, watch for the beads, then oil it and cook your supper in it exactly like I told you. Don't touch the food till it lets go on its own. I think you're going to be surprised how well it works, and I think you're going to be a little annoyed nobody told you sooner. Tell me in the comments what always used to stick on you: eggs, fish, chicken skin, whatever it was, and let me know if the water test fixed it. I read every one of those, and it tells me exactly what to cook next in front of you. Come on back and I'll show you.